Hello everybody! I just figured I would put out a live to do an update on my HVAC unit at my rental property because it's just easier than doing a video. So if you guys missed my Transfer Tuesday video this week, I updated you guys that my AC unit at the rental property stopped blowing cold air. So a contractor went out and looked at it and he's quoting me a whole new system, and he just said it's old and leaking and needs to be replaced. And in Transfer Tuesday video, I was just like, oh, it's fine, these things happen, which they do, obviously. If you own rental property, you prepare for these things. But yeah, a few hours later, my brother called me and he was like, you just replaced that in 2001. You guys, I forgot. Oh my gosh. If we all take a little trip down memory lane back to when I closed on the property, and there was a crappy tenant in there that got evicted and he left it a complete mess. So it needed a whole bunch of things. One of which, someone had stolen the condenser and a coil or something. I apologize. I'm obviously not an HVAC unit or professional, but that got stolen. So it needed to be replaced. And then they replaced a security cage over it. And maybe it cost, that alone was $5,000, which is why, in my mind, when I was talking about it originally, I must have thought they just replaced the whole unit. So I probably said that. In fact, I'm quite sure I did, because that was my impression once my brother reminded me that that even happened. Oh my gosh, I've just not been mentally on my A game lately. Like, that is just something. Landlord fail. Like, how did I just look at that invoice and not remember that I just worked on that thing less than 2 years ago? But luckily my brother remembered and Mark remembered. So thank you, Mark, for your comment about, shouldn't there be a warranty or something? Anyway, so I misspoke originally in 2001. I thought they replaced the whole thing. They did not. It was just the condenser and the coil. So again, but that was, I can't remember if it was $4,000 or $5,000 off the top of my head. Either way, a pretty good chunk. So naturally, after I talked with my brother and he reminded me that nothing should be old and leaking if it's a new AC unit, which I thought it was. I said it was, but it's actually not. But so I called the HVAC people, and the guy really rushed me off the phone, which did not leave a good feel. I didn't even say who I was, where my property was, nothing. I just said, yeah, I was just calling because you guys went to my property yesterday. And, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'll work with your property manager. And I was like, maybe they only went to one house yesterday. Maybe. But it didn't. And this was the first time I actually called. It just rang, they answered, and then hung up on me. So I called back, and then they rushed me off the phone. So I was like, that seems a bit weird. So I contacted the property management company, and on the phone with her, I was just kind of like, hey, so just seeing what's going on there. Do you have any like extra input on it or info or anything? Because it was literally just a one run-on sentence of it's old, it's leaking, and needs to be replaced. So she's like, no, I mean, these things just happen. And I said, okay, well, does anyone from the property management team go out and like verify this kind of thing or take a look at things when there's kind of a big expense like that? And she's like, no, not really, but I can have them give me pictures. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm just concerned because, I don't know, it says it's leaking and old, but does that seem right to you? And I worded it that way because I was hoping it would maybe prompt her to even have a look at my file. Like this, all of the prior repair, all of the things with it getting stolen and replaced last time happened under their management, and the invoices came at me through their management, from them, because these contractors always just work with the property managers, apparently. She explained that to me as well, which is why he rushed me off the phone. Apparently it's weird to talk to the actual property owner and not preferable for legal reasons. Whatever, I don't know. I was just trying to cut out the middleman and get some answers, but apparently that's not an option. So anyway, I was hoping it would prompt her to at least open my file and see that that stuff was replaced not too long ago, and it didn't. She was just like, well, you know, these things happen sometimes. And I was like, okay, well, I just replaced this in 2001, so, I mean, 2021, so how can it be old and leaking right now? And she was like, oh, I'm like, yeah, what the, when you get a big invoice from a contractor and you're just facilitating it to the property owner, how do you not look at that and maybe just give it a once over? Does this make sense for the property? A quick glance back at their repair history? Well, like, what the heck? But it didn't flag her. She didn't bother to open my file, nothing. So this is like just another kind of disappointment on the property management's team. So I'm probably going to be starting to look for a new property manager. I don't know, we'll find out, but anyway, so she dug into it, and 2 days later, I wanted to give you guys this update on Wednesday, but here we are, it's Friday. I'm finally they're getting back to me now, and they have sent me over a new updated quote, and they explained, oh, it was just the condenser and the coil that were replaced. The entire rest of the unit and everything needs to be replaced. So I'm just looking at the invoice, and it's like running new lines, new AC unit, the coil, gas furnace, whatever. I don't think they're replacing the furnace. I don't know why it's whatever that means. Installing a new digital thermostat, exhaust pipes, excuse me, and also something needs to hold a filter that's not there. So just a few, but altogether $6,500. So not terrible. I was expecting 10 to 12,000 for like complete new HVAC system, so it's fine. I'm sure they're not redoing all the ductwork and all that. In fact, they're not. But anyway, she's gonna reach back out to them and say that the coil and the condenser are new, so she's gonna ask if they can use those. Hopefully, I'm not optimistic, but whatever. At the worst, it's $6,500 to get it all new, and that's okay. I said in Transfer Tuesday video that there goes my emergency fund again, but I'm actually not gonna dip into my emergency fund for this. If anything, I'm just gonna take from my student loan savings, because why not? I don't know. It is what it is, but I'll keep you guys updated. So that's the saga with the AC unit. And that's why it's taken me a few days to update you guys. I wanted to have a full appropriate video this week, but here we are doing a live update. I feel like there was something else I had to tell you guys, but that was really it, I guess. More to follow. Hopefully they'll be able to use some of the parts that cost $4,000 not that long ago. Oh, and also thank you to Couponing with Grace, because of course, I'm going to check with my insurance to see if any of this will be covered. But she also said, what did she find? Yeah, her warranty company, which I do know my home warranty is expired, but that's okay. But through her warranty, she got $2,000 back on a $5,000 replacement, and also got $400 back from her city just for upgrading to an energy efficient appliance. So I'm definitely going to be checking into that as well. So that's a good tidbit. Because every little penny helps when you're talking big expenses like that. So thank you, Grace, for the suggestions. That's wonderful. I'll definitely be doing that. But that's it for now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys probably on Tuesday for more of an update and the latest week's transfers.